Well, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is where I share everything I've learned about aquariums, from starting and keeping my own fish and plants, because there's a lot of opinions out there, but you need facts. So tests are great. I use this API master test kit, which you should definitely get. It's a little intimidating because it comes in this big box and has a lot of vials, but it's gonna tell you everything you need to know about what's going on with your water and help you keep your fish and your plants and your tank looking super clear and super healthy. And most importantly, how you're gonna fix it. So my specific tank setups, they're all planted aquariums. I think it makes it super easy, but this is gonna work the same with planted aquariums, unplanted aquariums, little SpongeBob decorations, the little opening bubble chest things, anything. So the big picture, when I was first getting started, the guy at the aquarium store told me, you're keeping a tank full of bacteria and letting your fish live in it, and that is some great advice. Most of us think of a fish tank filter as like a kitchen sink water filter or a shower filter, basically taking the bad stuff out of your water and you replace the filter. That's totally not true with a fish tank. With a fish tank, your filter is a place where beneficial bacteria live, and they're gonna do things to specific bad things in the water to make those bad things into good things for your fish and your plants. And I'll tell you how it all works. So at a 10,000 foot level, fish poop, plants die, and that creates ammonia. By the way, I've got a whole video on ammonia if you want to learn more about this and nerd out like me. Ammonia is highly toxic. It's going to burn the fish's gills, it's going to stress them out, and they actually could die from ammonia. But the good news is that your filter and your substrate and all these pieces of your tank are going to harbor some beneficial bacteria called nitrosomonas that are going to absorb that ammonia, that NH3, NH4, and they're going to convert it into nitrite, NO2. Now, nitrite is still toxic, but it's not as bad as ammonia, and it's the precursor to the next step in the nitrogen cycle. So finally, a second set of beneficial bacteria called the nitrospira is gonna convert that nitrite into nitrate, converting that NO2 into NO3. Nitrate is actually way less harmful than nitrite, and plants actually need it to survive. If you don't have plants, you're gonna remove that nitrate through your regular water changes every week, taking 20 to 30% of the water volume out of your tank and replacing it with fresh dechlorinated tap water. So how do you make all this happen for you? It's great to know how it works, but you want it in your aquarium, right? It's super easy. You just buy a little bottle of this beneficial bacteria. You can get it at your local fish store. I'll link some here below that I use. It's really great stuff. You just dump it in according to the dosage instructions on the bottle, and in 3 to 4 weeks, that bacteria has colonized your aquarium and you can safely add fish or whatever else you're gonna be adding to the aquarium. And remember, when you go to change that filter, you're not actually gonna put in a new one. You're just gonna take out that media from your filter, you're gonna wash it out in some tank water, squeeze it out a few times, get rid of all that debris and junk that's become cluttered up in there, but you're gonna keep that beneficial bacteria. That is what's keeping your aquarium working and all those toxic chemicals breaking down to the less toxic compounds. So I've also got videos on my channel of starting aquariums from scratch. Check those out. I'll go through all of this process in detail and kind of keep you informed along the way of what I'm testing the water, what's showing up, and then when it's safe to add those fish back in. I hope this helps you out there. If you have questions about what is a nitrogen cycle, why are people saying all this different information, it's super easy to understand. And once you've got it down, honestly, the hardest thing is waiting around for those bacteria to colonize and being patient before you just dump all kinds of stuff in your tank. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I love to respond to questions down in the comments. And if you really want to nerd out on ammonia and nitrite, I have a video about temperature and pH and how that's going to impact the specific parts of those compounds. Really interesting and kind of blew my mind when I figured it out. So be sure to check out that link too.